Hey guys, welcome back to Anime Recap Pro. Today we are going to dive into part 2 of Classroom of the Elite. We start off as the boys in Class D plan something devious. At night, Kiyotaka, Sudo, Ike, Yamauchi, and Hideo Sotomura, all Class D students, got together with Operation Leader Hideo Sotomura to talk about how to sneak up into the girls' changing room and watch them. Sotomura watches the boys on the trip from the general storehouse and talks to them using their transceivers and hand signals. Yamauchi sneaks into the women's changing room as a janitor to install the hidden cameras while everyone is there. He says he needs to close the room for cleaning. He has trouble doing it, so Ike steps in. Ryuen and the other Class C students walk up to the changing room while Ike is still inside. Sudo doesn't let Ryuen into the room because he needs help to get out. He buys time until Class A students arrive to start a fight. Manabu reminds everyone that as long as they're on school grounds, they are still being judged. Sotomura tells Kiyotaka what's going on, and Suzune stands on top of a diving platform to talk about how Class D will one day move up Class A. Ike sneaks out of the changing room without anyone noticing, and Suzune stops the operation by taking out all of the SD cards from the cameras. Kiyotaka tells Suzune that he didn't use the other classmates because they might have done it behind his back. All first-year students travel together on a posh cruise ship for a class excursion. Chabashira informs Kiyotaka that an unidentified guy had phoned the school and requested that he be dismissed. Chabashira offers to fill in for him so he can attend Class A. He declines, thinking she could be trying to control him, but she threatens to expel him and take away his freedom if he does. Kiyotaka and Suzune talk about the trip's destination later. He confesses to her suspicion that the school is transporting them to a boarding home on an island it owns for another reason. Ryuen tries to mislead Suzune regarding the installation of the security cameras. Albert rejects Mio Ibuki's attempt to contact Ryuen about something while she is a member of Class C. Suzune sees that Class C might be about to internally collapse. Sakayanagi plans in the background while working with other students to conduct research. Later, Sakura asks Kiyotaka on a date, but when he arrives, she abruptly changes her mind. When Sakura sees Kushida, she is humiliated and walks away. When Kushida reverts to her angry personality, she stops Kiyotaka from leaving. She claims she could tell he was wary of her, and he agrees. Returning to her upbeat demeanor, Kushida admits that being alone makes her feel lonely. The exact purpose of the excursion is revealed to every pupil by the next school day. They must pass a survival exam on a remote island for a week. Yosuke Hirata reads the manual to explain how the survival test is done. The class gets 300 test points to spend on food and other convenience. Whatever is left over at the end of the week can be traded for class points. The class loses test points if someone gets hurt, if they hurt the environment, if they miss roll calls, or if they fight with the other classes. Class D wants to stick it out, but the girls want a portable toilet. Putting the argument aside, Class D wants to get more points. The group goes their separate ways to find a place to camp, and Kiyotaka is paired with Sakura and Rokusuke Koenji. Kiyotaka leaves Koenji while he and Sakura look for a place to take possession of. He remembers what Chabashira said about taking control of a place. Only the designated class leader can do it, and each 8-hour possession gives the team one special test point that they can only exchange for class points. Also, if the class is willing to risk 50 test points, they can guess who the leader of another class is. Kiyotaka sees Kohei Katsuragi talking to classmate Yahiko Totsuka while holding their leader card. Kiyotaka is looking for a place to sit. Class D gets back together and sets up camp near the river. Suzune is the leader because she is responsible and doesn't stand out. Kiyotaka, Yamauchi, and Sakura find an injured Mio while looking for firewood. Kushida decides to give Mio some fruit he and his friends found. The class comes up with a plan for how to spend their points, since they only have 180 points to buy 2 meals a day, a toilet, a tent, and 30 extra points in case something goes wrong. But the class takes a hit when Koenji drops out, even though he is not as sick as he says he is. This costs Class D 30 points. Kiyotaka and Suzune go to the other camps to find out what's happening there. The camp for Class B is set up near a waterfall. It works a lot like camp for Class D, but is in a better place. The camp for Class A is in a cave that has a lot of guards. Katsuragi calls a security team in and tells Suzune what she's about to do could start a war, so she backs away from the windows. Class C is on a beach, where Ryuen is in charge. All of the class's points have already been used up, so the test just is justification for them. Ryun did this because they knew they wouldn't get in trouble if they had already used up their test points. Ryun yells at Mio for not listening to him. Someone broke into the girls' tent in the middle of the night and stole the phone from Class D camp. On the 4th day, Class D sends out more spies to find out who the class leaders are. Kiyotaka and Sakura run into Ichinose at Class Camp C's, where they find out that everyone but Mio has dropped out of the test. On the 5th day, Kei Kuruizawa learns that someone stole her underwear. Class D looks through everyone's bags, but Yamauchi finds them in Ike's. Kiyotaka takes it, but the girls want to check him out first. Hirata finds Kiyotaka when the pat-down search is done, but he says he can't find it. Later, he talks to him and decides to steal the underwear because he knows that Kuruizawa, his girlfriend, would be the least hurt by the crime. As a result of the theft, there is less trust in Class D, and the girls decide to put the boys and girls in different camps. Mio asks Kiyotaka what he thinks about the thief. He tells her he trusts her and that Pseudo thinks that she is the thief. That night, Kiyotaka and Suzune sit around a campfire. She notices he's been sick the whole time and she takes the test. She is determined to make it through. The next day, Class D gets food together in case it rains. Kiyotaka asks Suzune to check out the leader card, which Katsuragi was holding, while she is fishing in the river. But after seeing it, he is still not sure. Yamauchi comes up to Suzune and puts mud in her hair, which makes her throw him down. While Suzune cleans the mud out of her hair, the leader card is stolen, and Kiyotaka finds out about it. Shortly after, someone set fire to the survival test manual, making Class D even less sure who to trust. Suzune thinks that Mio did it because she is from a different class, but she can't get her keycard back from Mio without anyone seeing them fight. Mio gives the card to a student no one knows much about. As it is revealed that Class A and Class C are cooperating, Mio uses a ham radio to inform Katsuragi that she has successfully obtained Suzune's card. The Suzune, who is hurt, is removed from the experiment. The students take down their camps on the last day, and the classes guess who the leaders are, Class B choosing not to guess. At the meeting, Ryun admits that he secretly agreed with Katsuragi to give Class A 200 test points in exchange for the card or the picture. Everyone in Class C except Ryun, Mio, and Kaneda, the last of whom was tasked with spying on Class B, withdrew from the test after spending the remaining 100 points swiftly. The leaders that Class C would predict are Yahiko Totsuka for Class A, Chichiro Shiranami for Class B, and Suzune for Class D. The results are known, and Class D scored 225 points to win. Class B came in second with 140, and Class A came in third with 120, and Class C scored 0. When the students return to the cruise ship, Arisu Sakayanagi confesses that her plot to make everyone distrust Katsuragi and reduce his influence over the class was successful, since her ally Hashimoto leaked information about Class A's leader to Ryun. Kiyotaka informs Suzune that by allowing Mio to steal the card, Kiyotaka took Suzune's place as a leader and made sure that Class A and Class C misidentified her. He admits that he only saw the back of Katsuragi's card, but given how cautious the boy was, he assumed that Totsuka was Class Leader A's, as with the others. He was aware that Ryun had not withdrawn, and since he observed him using the same radio Mio did, he assumed that he was Class Captain. C's Kiyotaka decided to keep Class Leader B's private to maintain the partnership between Class D and Class B. According to Ryun, the primary driver behind the alliance with Class A was his promise to sign a contract committing them to receive 20,000 points each month until graduation from each Class A student. Kiyotaka meets with Chabashira and learns from her that his father was the one who wanted him expelled. Kiyotaka assures Chabashira that he will continue disobeying his father despite his attempts to get expelled from school. To gain the trust of others, Kiyotaka tells Hirata that she was responsible for Class Win D's after explaining to Suzune that she needed supporters. But Kiyotaka doesn't want anything to do with Suzune or anybody else in his class since he only sees people as tools, and he will keep using and killing people as long as he wins in the end. And that's the end of Classroom of the Elite's first season. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe.